Ladies and gentlemen, we have more brand new bowling ball announcements. Brunswick earlier this week released 3 new bowling balls. Now Roto came in and said, we're going to drop some low-end bowling balls, which we haven't had in the lineup for years. We finally have an HP2 ball, the first one since the Hyped series, which came out 3-ish years ago, and they've been discontinued for at least a year, year and a half now. But we also have new hustles. Now, the new hustles look really, really cool. Make sure you stay tuned for that section. We're going to go through everything about the new balls, talk about them, where they're going to fit, what they're going to do, the deepest dive into these bowling balls that you'll see on YouTube. If you enjoy what we do here, make sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 10K. I'd really appreciate if you can help us out. It's the best way to support the channel and completely free. Otherwise, if you want to talk about these bowling balls, we have a Discord. Go check the description where you can talk to 400 to 500 plus other bowlers who love talking about new equipment. You can talk about the USBC Open Championships, things like that. But without further ado, let's get into this brand new Ultimate Wrecker that's been on the screen. The Wrecker series is back. They came out back in 2013 is what I found for the original Wrecker. Then they had the Wreck-Um, the Wreck-It, and then I think a couple more after that over the next like 4 to 5 years. This was the HP2 line for Roto for quite a while. I think it was this until they came out with the, I think the Daredevil was also in there for a little bit, but then they came out with the MVP series and then the Hyped series, and now we're back to the Ultimate Wrecker. So over here is just some nice little hype stuff saying like everybody was asking for HP2. I mean, everybody was asking for the HP2 line to come back. This is probably one of Storm's most requested lineups to return for the last like year. It was wild how many people wanted HP2, so it's so good to actually have it back. Now, first of all, release date May 23rd. This is coming out a week after the Origin EX, so it isn't a dual release. This is releasing a week later. Kind of interesting. It still gives it 3 weeks now to get a little bit of marketing rep underneath it, just like the Origin is given 3 weeks. So what is this bowling ball? Well, as we know, it has the Wrecker core, except AI technology, so slightly tweaked from what the OG Wrecker was. Power Edge as we expect, but we have pure response hybrid reactive. We're going to get into this one in just a second. Brand new cover stock, by the way. So they're putting a brand new cover stock on this Wrecker core, but with AI tech. What does the AI tech do to the core? Makes it a 2.54 RG and a 0.045 differential. Now, you're going to notice that 16 pounds and 14 pounds are way different, but 13 pounds is actually nearly identical to 14 pounds. This is really unique that 13 pounds is so similar. Different core shape, of course, so that's going to cause some differences in the ball reaction because it's more of a lightning bulb shaped core, but the numbers are pretty similar. Now, 14, 15, 16 numbers aren't that similar. The 14-pound version is going to hook the latest. 2.59 RG is super, super high, and this number determines when the ball is going to hook from front to back, so how early or how late. So with the 15-pound version being 2.54, that's already on the very, very high side. 2.59 is arguably the highest in the game today. So the 14-pound version is going to be super, super weak. The 15 and 16 are going to be weak, but not the weakest balls in the world. So we have Wrecker plus AI core. Higher RG value provides more length or tumble, while the medium amount of differential increases the direction change. The tumble is the really, really good portion of this bowling ball. That's what the Wrecker was great at. It wasn't a skid snap bowling ball, and none of the HP2 balls really are skid snap. They are very, very rolly and tumbly, so they're actually very controllable on different amounts of oil. So when the lanes are cliffed or there's a lot of oil in the middle, not much on the outsides, this ball actually can do okay, and that's kind of what Storm goes for with their lower end balls nowadays. They don't go for the most angular bowling ball on the market. I feel like Brunswick has kind of taken that over, and it sometimes is virtually unusable because of how sharp the ball is on friction. This Ultimate Wrecker doesn't seem like it wants to be doing that. It wants to be getting down lane quite a ways, but it wants to be a little bit smoother. So looks like it's going to be a smoother version of like the Road Warrior, or even smoother than the Typhoon, which is really, really cool. Now, what is pure response cover stock? This very bright screen. Derived from our tested and proven VTC. So VTC cover stock is what they use on all of their hustle line bowling balls. It was also what was used on all of the hyped bowling balls. So usually when we have these HP2 bowling balls, they put VTC or this weak cover stock on it and then just have a bigger core. This time they're changing it. So we've concocted another level of reaction responsiveness. Really what matters is it's a touch stronger overall than the VTC material that came before it. So I'm going to bring you to this nice little handy dandy chart that we have. So really what this ball is it's a slightly stronger version of the Hustle, slightly stronger in all ways, but weaker than like their Optimum Idol or even the Phase AI or the Zen 25. Or even the Road Warrior to a certain degree. This is going to be in line with like that Road Warrior, IQAI, Typhoon level bowling ball. It's going to be around that realm, probably a little weaker than the first couple, closer to that Typhoon. Looking at the numbers here, they want it used on lighter conditions, pattern length, medium to short. Yeah, it's normal, whatever. Hook length, middle, ball shape, not too angular. That's really good to see. I like seeing this not be that angular. A lot of times you don't want your weakest ball in the bag to be insanely angular because that'll make it just a little too uncontrollable. Otherwise, flare potential pretty much in the middle with that 0.45 differential. So the ultimate wrecker, the wrecker is back. A few people knew about this ball and actually called it out early, so congratulations to those people. Really, really excited to see what this ball is going to be doing on the lanes. Now, the price of it, along with you're going to see the other bowling balls announced, $140. Honestly, really good. Honestly, pretty decent. It's about in line with the Typhoon series. Overall, that's kind of expected for this price point. Now, that might be a little bumped up because due to tariffs, and I'm going to explain why in just a second. So, but with that, let's go on to the next bowling ball on the list. That is this bright, bright thing, the Hustle Glow. The Hustle series is bringing 2 more Hustles. They just discontinued the X-ray, or not the X-ray, the RIP and the BRY. So we have 2 new Hustle colors. Gonna look at the cover stocks, but really there's not much to talk about with these. Color, absolutely bonkers. Mint, fuchsia, and lemon. This thing I feel like is going to be absurdly bright on the shelf. It is called the Glow, so you knew this thing was going to be very bright. Now, they have the same exact marketing thing they've had for years about the Hustles. That the Hustle Inc. had a 900. It won the Tournament of Champions one year, all that jazz. But really, most people here probably know a little bit about the Hustles. If you don't, it is a very weak cover, very weak core. This is a very good beginner-ish bowling ball. This is one of the better bang for your buck balls on the market. A lot of Storm staffers tend to have a Hustle with them at times, especially when you're on something that is very, very beat up or old lane conditions. They usually work really, really well. Actually, the solid Hustles have had a pretty good amount of use on the PBA Tour. You've seen the X-ray a few times, and I think we saw the RIP once or twice on TV also this past season. So now the big one is lightweight core, not AI core. I was proven wrong. Storm, touche. You beat me on that one. I thought we were going to get an AI Hustle. We did not. It is just regular run-of-the-mill Hustle, lightweight core. Power Edge as per usual, VTC Pearl as per usual. VTC is on every single Hustle. Same exact Hustle core, 253030. Everything else is just whatever it is. Yeah, VTC formulated with durability, engineered for light to medium oil, show these cool cliffs. Then if we look at the flare potential of this ball, flare potential is super low. Ball shape is super angular. So this one wants to be super, super angular, which makes sense. This is the new Pearl Hustle. Now, we already have a Pearl Hustle in the M&M. So we have 2 Pearl Hustles. I don't know how different they're going to be. I'm guessing we'll see some differences. We're going to see some comparisons, hopefully, on YouTube sometime soon when people get their hands on these. Now, you might not see many reviews. Staffers don't get sent new Hustles very often. They usually have to buy them on their own. So hopefully we see some comparisons, but more to come. Now, let's pin both Hustles together. We're going to have the Hustle Earth next. Same exact thing on it. It is sea, greenery, and dirt colored. That is a bonkers color name. Sea, greenery, and dirt. Yes, I love the dirt colorway. That's beautiful. But as you can probably guess, this is going to be the solid version of VTC. This is the new solid Hustle in line with the Hustle X-Ray. It comes at 2000 grit. It does not come shiny. So this is identical to the X-Ray. Little bit weird. I don't know why we have this and the X-Ray now. Otherwise identical to the X-Ray, just different colorway. So if you want the X-Ray, but you want a better colorway, not just the gray and black, here's the Hustle Earth. Pretty cool colorways to match like Earth. I get what they were doing here. The green, the blue, and the brown looks pretty sweet. But really, not much to say about this hustle. If you need a weak and smooth bowling ball, the solid hustles have been fantastic in the past. We had the hustle, not hustle camo. Hustle camo was really good. That was a shiny solid. We had the hustle X-ray and we had the hustle PBR. Actually, Chris Barnes really liked the PBR for a while, and a lot of PBA pros did. The X-ray I talked about, already doing a lot of stuff on the PBA tour right now. And then we have now the Hustle Earth. So I could see the Hustle X-ray getting discontinued in the next 6-ish months because we have the same exact ball. Probably when the new like shiny solid and hybrid hustles come out, whenever that may be, we're not really sure. The important thing to note though, hustle prices went up. $115 for both hustles. They usually range between $105 and $110, but we did see a minor jump up on the prices. This is due to tariffs. It is currently May now in the States, and that means the tariffs went in, and you're noticing prices on a lot of stuff go up. You're going to notice it on bowling balls too. That is why they went up about $5. Super, super minimal. It's not like the Xbox that got bumped up $100, but there's still just a little bit of a price bump, so expect that across the industry and across all industries. So you're going to see a little more of that kick into effect. But with that, those are all of the bowling balls that Roto Grip has now announced: the Ultimate Wrecker, the Hustle Glow, and the Hustle Earth. Let me know down below what you think of these bowling balls and if you're going to pick any of them up. Otherwise, join the Discord and talk with other bowlers on what you think of these. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Are you mixed? Are you going to buy one? Do you want to see some reviews first? What are your thoughts? Let me know down below. Let me know over in our Discord. I'd really appreciate it if you do join that. It's a fun time over there, and there's a lot of cool bowlers hanging out. Otherwise, that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you on the next one.